At the University of Alabama, our athletic director has made it a huge part of the mission that we develop and prepare our student athletes to compete at the highest levels beyond graduation. And to do that, of course, with the leadership component and recognizing how much that plays into their success. All of our programs, I would say, have some component of leadership within them, whether we're teaching developmental or even below the surface type leadership skill sets. To just adding it in as far as with their peers, conversations, dialogue. We do a lot of leadership development. I think it's just kind of one of those aspects of our programming that happens all the time. Alabama has continued to put a huge emphasis on developing leaders within our student athletes because we're trying to prepare them for success beyond just their career at Alabama. And so being able to do that developmentally, through their career there and every year building and developing it more and more on them is going to be really big so that they can continue to find success in other aspects, whether it is pursuing the next level in their career athletically or it's heading into the job world. I would say we have different programming specific to leadership. We have an Emerging Tide Leaders program that we are really trying to develop our junior and our seniors to not only understand how their leadership skill sets play into their team dynamics, but then how that transfers into the next step in their life. So really recognizing the universal effect of all the leadership skills that they use every single day. Having the Growing Leaders staff and speakers come to our campus is huge. They're the experts in a lot of the content that we push and promote with our student athletes. So having them there to teach it in a way that maybe our student athletes haven't heard before, but also it's a different voice. It's another, channel, another avenue, another person feeding into their life. And I think with anything, you have the same thing over and over again. It becomes redundant. So being able to put different faces in front of our student athletes and the relationship we've developed over the years, I think the value of the Growing Leader staff is that they care. They ultimately care. And they work with our staff all the time. They work with our student athletes all the time. And over the years, we've just developed a really strong relationship. And I think that that's added so much value to specifically our Emerging Tide Leaders program, where we have them come in and actually facilitate our retreat both in the fall and in the spring. So there's expertise, there's knowledge. We utilize the Habitudes program at the University of Alabama in a couple different capacities. So we have a freshman orientation course that we come in and my staff and I actually teach some of the basics of book 1 of the leadership development of Habitudes. I also teach a sophomore leadership course, and we utilize more of the book 2 Habitudes. So we really recognize the developmental aspect and the foundational value of some of the core principles as they go from one to the next, and how you can develop first leading yourself but then leading others. And then through our Emerging Tide Leaders program, which is more for our juniors and seniors, we use a multitude of Habitudes from book 3 and 4, but also the Habitudes for communicators, as well as the newest, I think, or one of the newer ones, the Habitudes for professionals. So recognizing that transition comes, and how do we help utilize these Habitudes, this whole idea of these pictures that our student athletes really see it in.